Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome everybody, it's Chris back with yet another fragrance review, and today we are going classical. Almost like classical music, okay? We're looking at the heritage of Guerlain, the greatest maison de parfum that is out there, with the greatest history and a tremendous present, I have to say. Let's look back a few years, almost 30 years, when the traditional house of Guerlain, led by Jean-Paul Guerlain, released a fragrance called Heritage. Heritage, it was an eau de toilette at the time, and a few years after, an eau de parfum version came out. This is, in this form that you're seeing here, this is the latest version that is out there, and it's still very much true to the original of the eau de parfum, obviously, and also to the original eau de toilette, but there are differences. So the eau de parfum version, first of all, Guerlain, what a tremendous house, and what a tremendous parfumeur, Jean-Paul Guerlain. He really hit the nail on the head with this fragrance, in my opinion. This is one of those fragrances, one of the very, very few fragrances that when I smell it, it immediately has an emotional impact on me, and it does not mean that it's attached to some memory or memories that, you know, I cherish and that are somehow in connection with this fragrance that I may have used it, because I did not use this fragrance up until very recently. Okay, so this manages to capture my heart and you know, grab my soul in some totally different way, and I think it's simply the beauty of the composition. It's a very, very complex composition. You basically find everything in here, you know, from aldehydes to orris root, to sandalwood, to lavender, to juniper berries, to lemon, to geranium, oak moss, you know, lots of things. Very, very complex, and it smells actually the way the fragrance, the juice inside looks like. It smells this, smells like a light brown luxury life, or you know, but at the same time, and this is because something similar that comes into my mind is a JHL or YHL by Aramis Estée Lauder, obviously from 1982, that has a similar scenario in terms of what you know, what comes to my mind when I smell it. But Guerlain Heritage has the advantage that it smells much more easygoing and therefore much more versatile as well. So both of these fragrances smell like a well-dressed man in his 40s, 50s, 60s. But while the JHL man is a serious, older type of person, Heritage is a younger, humorous type of man in his 40s, 50s, 60s, okay? It's more légère. Even the eau de parfum, the eau de toilette is even more playful. The Heritage, Guerlain Heritage eau de toilette is even more playful, a little bit more, less dense, a bit more, you know, as I say again, a bit more playful. This one is a bit denser, a bit, you know, the structure is a bit more complex probably, thicker, but still very playful. I mean, really, it is such an utter joy to wear, but it's something that reflects the time when it has been introduced. So for example, what I mean by that is this is not a compliment getter in a club, or you know, among the young crowd, or even among those people who prefer lighter, citrusy, minty, aquatic smells. For example, my wife is not that carried away by this fragrance, okay? But although she likes classy fragrances, and I think if she would dedicate enough time to get to know this fragrance, because she loves, for example, Mitsuko by Guerlain, which is again something very, very complex, I think. And also the summertime when I do this review is not optimal for getting to know this fragrance and getting to appreciate all the facets that it brings across. Yet at the same time, it's definitely something that is not a current crowd pleaser, even with its playfulness and its joyful facets. It rather satisfies the connoisseur of the parfum, of the art of fragrance, okay? And I don't want to sound like I'm somebody talking from my high horse here, okay? That's just the facts. That this is categories above any designer, any niche, or for that matter, mainstream and drugstore fragrance that is out there at the current market. In all its aspects, I think the simplicity of this packaging, the packaging is not the one that it originally had, okay, in the beginning of the 90s. Guerlain sort of created a unified package for many of its fragrances, for the Vetiver line, for L'Homme, for Instant, and this goes for Heritage, which I love actually, because it's easy to handle, straightforward, even as probably a bit Art Deco even. Nice cap, wooden cap, nothing overdone, but just tremendously tasteful, okay? And that's how the smell comes across, and it develops. The smell definitely develops from this. Let me. I had the dry down on there already. Great sprayer. Don't have to really say because it's Guerlain, okay? And at the beginning it has this lavender, lemon type of scenario going on, but already all the ingredients, all the notes that I've mentioned started to pop up one by one. It's a great. It is just mine. To me, this is a perfumery at the very top level. I mean, you can't beat this. I mean, it's Guerlain, okay? Same goes for Instant Guerlain, although that was done by Béatrice Piquet, if I remember well. Another utter masterpiece by Guerlain, but it just shows that no matter who is working on the project or developing Guerlain fragrance, the goal is to provide full and utter sophistication and quality, okay? Even with the more mainstream recent releases that Thierry Vasser is responsible for, I think he has a tough job to come up with, you know, always something new, and to keep Guerlain relevant and have new releases and flankers from the L'Homme L'Idéal, for the L'Homme L'Idéal line. It's not an easy job that he has, but I think he executes it in a professional quality and very enjoyable manner. For example, the latest L'Homme Cool, great fragrance. And still very classy, it's always very French. Guerlain is just so utterly French that it's a joy to wear. And again, Instant comes to my mind, or indeed the Vetiver line, Vetiver Extreme, for example. But Heritage here is just probably, like, really, it's probably the peak. With Instant as well. But this one has something that is even better. I love the lavender, juniper berry, lemon and oak moss and sandalwood combination here. Absolute, it takes me off my seat at this stage. Absolute and utter satisfaction. I mean, you get the lemon, you get these notes, but they're beautifully blended in this. Like if you're sitting in a car with a wooden dashboard, or if you're sitting in a nice leather chair in a nice room where the sun comes in. It's never too heavy. It's always, as I say, it's always maintaining this playful aspect. But it remains classy, and it remains very humorous. The man who wears this has great sense of humor, great sense of style, never stiff, never boring. I really can't. This is one of the most beautiful fragrances I've ever smelled. And you see, I'm here. I'm doing this game for almost like 30 years, using fragrances, collecting fragrances for over 15 years now, having a huge collection of 300-400 bottles. But I came to this way too late, although probably not, because you have to reach a certain age probably, or experience a standard, or you know, you have to be able to draw comparisons to other things in life in order to be able to appreciate this fragrance at its fullest. Okay, again, not talking from a high horse, just saying that that's the fact. Okay, to appreciate the heritage, because heritage, the heritage of Guerlain. I mean, the name itself, in nomen est omen. Okay, it already tells you in advance what you can expect from this fragrance. Performance perfect, longevity still just perfect, never shouting, never screaming, never dull, very present, lingering, adding itself to the aura and the personality of the wearer. Okay, that is again something that is very important for a fragrance, and it's very French as well, and it's very Guerlain, very Guerlain. I like chapeau, huh? Chapeau. Chapeau Jean-Paul Guerlain, chapeau Guerlain, chapeau Heritage. And thank you very much for watching, and enjoy. Bye-bye. Au revoir, mesdames et messieurs.